in for Hideki Matsui, who might be out for the season, but Matsui at the ballpark early while no one was taking BP at this point. Just a very boring exercise of picking up the ball and throwing it just to keep his arm in shape. He obviously can't put a glove on the broken left wrist. And then after the workout, he was interviewed by the Japanese media, and you could see he misses it, but he is getting by. He said he still holds out hope that he will be back before the end of the season. No scores will go to the top of the third. Mark Loretta leads off against Chien-Ming Wang. I asked him if he was bored, and he said, you know what? No. He says, I'm reading a lot. I'm going to movies. He goes, and I watch the Yankee games every night. He said, as a matter of fact, I never knew you talk so much. That one's driven to left field. Cabrera's there. One away.
Yeah, I asked him the other day. In fact, yesterday he was in the outfield throwing like a miniature football instead of a baseball. You know, trying to keep that stretching that right arm out. And I was asking him if he saw any of the games. He said, "Yeah, I watch every game." He said, "I just wait for you guys to say something funny." I said, well, you got a long way. We're not as funny as we think we are up here.
Here's David Ortiz. You know, you talk to guys that are used to playing every day, and all of a sudden they suffer their first long-term injury. And the one thing they say, there's just a very weird disconnect. You know, you're part of a family when you're on the team, and all of a sudden you're really not. You still are, but, you know, that one's hit deep to right field. No chance. See ya. Into the upper deck by David Ortiz, and it is 1-0 Red Sox. That did not take too long to get out.
That was a high changeup that became a mediocre fastball. Watch Posada's glove. He wanted it down below the knees. It came up a little higher and inside, right on the tee.
Here's Manny Ramirez. He walked in the first.
I didn't notice if Bernie gave that a courtesy look. You know, from playing the outfield, just to make the pitcher feel good on one like that, well, you'll take a couple steps, even though you know, some outfielders, they don't even turn around and look. You just know by the sound that one's gone.
I think Bernie actually had to turn around and face it because it was going to come off the facade so hard it could have come back and hit him in the head.
I give him up like that. I always say to him, come on, give me a courtesy look. Yeah, a step or two toward the right field wall just to make it look like it might stay in the ballpark.
There's a strike, count 0-2.
It's amazing, between David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez against the Yankees lifetime, they now have 64 home runs between them.
He's still behind Jim Tomei, David Ortiz, tied with Troy Gloss and Jason Giambi. Nick Swisher and Jermaine Dye all have 16.
Take a look at David Ortiz, and let's watch the front foot, see where it goes and then where it ends up. And you see how his hips opened up. I was talking to Ron Jackson yesterday. I said, why did David Ortiz, Ron Papa Jackson, our hitting coach, he said, you know, for a long time he would step in with that foot and he would stay there and he'd get locked up. Pitchers could jam him. So what they worked on is he steps in to start with, but then he plants that foot back in a square position. He can pop the hips open and pull the ball with more authority.
Well, he became the hitter that he is today when he finally learned how to do that, you know, and handle that inside pitch. I mean, like you were saying, we were talking about David Ortiz. I don't know that he's ever missed a low inside fastball.
56 pitches for Wang. And we're here in the third. 1-2. 2-2.
I never found a left-hand hitter that did miss a pitch low and in. I mean, that's just like putting it on a high tee for him.
David Pauly has himself a 1-0 lead because of that home run. Along with Jim Cott and Bobby Mercer, I'm Michael Kay. You're watching Yankees baseball here on My 9. We thank you for joining us on this Tuesday evening. The Red Sox lead 1-0 in the top of the third. Past a lunging Phillips and into right field. That was a bullet by Ramirez as Bernie gets the ball in.
Posada is setting up outside. This pitch ends up inside, and nobody better than Ramirez to be able to inside out that ball the opposite way. He loves the ball out over the plate and away from him, and a great breaking ball hitter, but Wong tried to sink it inside. It didn't sink that much, and it went into right field, and he got out there in a hurry.
Here's Trot Nixon. The one thing the Yankees have worried about with Wong is that when he gets into trouble, he gives up big innings. He is not a guy who will give up a run here or run there. He'll give up multiple runs. Over his last 23 innings as a starter coming into this game, Wong has not allowed a single run in any inning. But he has had 7 innings over that span in which he has allowed multiple runs. So when he gets into trouble, he really gets into trouble. And that comes back to the difficulty that he has working out of the stretch. Now the count 3-0. Well, the out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by your Tri-State Lincoln Mercury dealer. See, they green light Nixon. Right down the middle, strike one.
I think with the short right field here at Yankee Stadium, the way that Nixon has hit right-handed pitchers this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have the green light 3-0. But a lot of guys don't like to hit 3-0. They just don't like the pressure of failing in that situation.
Slice the other way.
Yeah, excuse me, Michael. One of the reasons for that is because they figure that they're going to get the same pitch 3-1 as 3-0, and they feel more comfortable swinging at the 3-1 pitch.
Runner goes. Oh, what a play by Phillips. Steps on the bag for the double play. Quick reaction by Andy Phillips. Went up the ladder to get it. Robbed Nixon of an extra base hit and turned it into a double play. But Andy Phillips' arm was not this quick. Couldn't get up there. A home run by David Ortiz. Dropped by a fan in the first row of the upper deck. 1-0 Red Sox.